In this morning's Business Insight, people who live on Cincinnati's west side and on the east side never get to go to the other side of town, but this is exciting. They'll be able to do so by bus in August when Metro introduces 2 new crosstown routes. Riders will be able to take a bus from Glenway Crossing to Hyde Park or Oakley without first riding downtown and getting a transfer there. That's the plan under system improvements announced by Metro last week. The transit agency also announced a route from Kenwood to Uptown without a downtown transfer being necessary. Now, joining us to talk more about the new plan called Metro Plus is Terry Garcia Cruz, the CEO and general manager for Metro. She's with Business Courier publisher Jamie Smith in the studio. Jamie and Terry.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for being here today, Terry.
Great. Thank you for having me today. I appreciate it.
Glad to have you. So you're going to be offering Metro Plus starting in August. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Metro Plus is exciting because it offers a different style of using our service, and it's a premium service. And what that means is that typically we have our local service, and then we have our express service, which typically runs very frequently in the morning and in the evening to get people home back to work and to do their jobs. But this one is actually going to be running all day long, 15-minute frequency with less stops so that it reduces the travel time. We have limited stops, so it's going to be running every 15 minutes from 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 in the evening. After 6, it goes to 30 minutes. So it's a much easier way to go. We're branding it differently, called Metro Plus. So those first-time riders that are not sure if it's the right bus to be on, it's going to have a beautiful brand, and the stops will be branded differently. So it's a great service.
Well, I think you've reached out for a lot of community input. Can you tell me a little bit about how you did that and what exactly happened there?
Oh, absolutely. Last year we actually were very, very aggressive in trying to determine what the community wanted transit to be in this area. We actually had 20,000 touches, and that's from community stakeholder interviews to interviews online to telephone interviews, onboard surveys, you name it. We actually solicited that input. And so people told us where to go. Now it's time to go forward. And so with that said, we heard what people wanted. They wanted less focus on the downtown area. They wanted more crosstown routes. They wanted more convenient routes. We know we had overcrowding issues. So what we've done is we've taken those segments of those routes that were not particularly productive, and we took those service miles and we put them someplace else. So we're also serving new destination areas as well. Okay,
that's great. Now, we talked a little bit about Uptown, Uptown Transit District. What exactly is it?
I call that ambiance. And what I mean by that is, at one point in time, we were trying to move to the transit center concept where we don't bring everything downtown, that we can actually run our service between transit centers. And you'll see that particularly with the West Side and Glenway Transit Center. We actually have 4 to 5 routes providing that crosstown connectivity. And so the Uptown is our next step to bridging that connectivity. We thought at one point in time we would have one destination point. We quickly realized there are a multitude of areas people want to go to. Children's Hospital, UC, and so what we've done is we have 4 different areas that we will be building, areas where people can board, transfer, and have real-time information, factual information about how to use the system, and have improved shelters.
Okay, excellent. And that has to help, I guess, the downtown transit center as well, right? If you're taking people out of there that really aren't coming downtown, they're just coming to transfer, it's going to make that a little smoother process, I would think.
Exactly. And what this plan does is that it looks at transit from a different perspective. And what I mean by that is from the Kenwood area to Uptown. We never had that direct link, and now we have that with Metro Plus. We are now serving on the west side the new Mercy Hospital as well. So that's another area. We have a lot of retail that we're serving as well.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm just anxious to see how it goes because, I thought West Siders never went to the East Side, East Siders never went to the West Side, but it sounds like they really do, huh?
Oh, absolutely. With the employment sites and with the medical facilities, really, it's a great win-win for the employer as well as the commuter.
Well, it's great. We're always talking about workforce and how to get more people to work, and this obviously helps some of those people that don't have transportation and can't get there in a timely fashion. So we appreciate your guys' work, and thanks so much for being on the show today.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.